everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. You can also follow the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur fan page and follow me on Twitter at DGoddess27. Okay, so let's get into it. And so the family of a 13-year-old seventh grader who was shot in the back by police while he was a carjacking suspect, they have decided to sue. Now, they say the 13-year-old boy remains hospitalized after the Chicago police shot him recklessly, callously, and wantonly during a foot pursuit last week. And this is what a federal lawsuit alleges. Now, the teen was struck once on May 18th after fleeing from a stolen car. The lawsuit, which was filed on the teen's behalf in the U.S. District Court on Thursday, claims the officer chased the boy on an inherently dangerous foot pursuit that was unjustified because the boy was not armed. According to a number of witness accounts, the boy had his hands up when he was shot. Okay, so I am going to go to a press conference with a boy and his family and attorney. The boy's family attorney was speaking. So let me share my screen. Everyone get those likes up. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. I'm going to show a clip of this. I'm not going to show the whole thing, by the way.
Hold authority accountable. We must speak truth to power. She is not a woman of great means. She doesn't have armies of representatives. She wasn't asked by the commander of the police department about her feelings and what she knew before the commander went behind a microphone and accused her son of things, suggesting in some way that it justified him being shot as an unarmed 13-year-old in the back by a Chicago police officer. We're reminded too often about the gun violence in this country and in our communities. Okay. But our police are supposed to use their handguns and firearms responsibly. Too often in this city, that is not the case. Andrew recounted 6 or 7 instances recently. There are many, many more. This is as much an institutional problem with the city's police department as it is the officer who shot AJ. There simply is not the appropriate emphasis, training, and care of officers who are carrying Chicago Police Department issued firearms.
I'm going to fast forward because this is like 16 minutes long, just to hear what the mother has to say briefly. In the meantime, everyone, please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the commentary. Don't forget to follow the Queen on Instagram at Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur.
We have early next. We have spoken. Spoken to COPA, and we will be seeing the Ms. Corbett and our legal team will be watching the videos early next week, but we have not seen it yet.
Do you want it to be made public?
We 100% want the video made public. Many times in this city, they tried to hide behind the Juvenile Act. When the spirit of that law is to protect the parents. Ms. Corbett wants the video released so people can see what happened to her baby.
So as far as the consent decree, from what I understand, reading in the lawsuit, right now there's only a temporary foot pursuit policy in place. What specifically do you think they should have done differently at this scene? And what would you like to see change in this foot pursuit policy?
Yes, thank you. So a temporary pursuit policy was instituted in September of 2021. It was 8 months late under the requirements and deadlines for the consent decree. That foot pursuit policy was not followed. The city violated at least 2 general orders, their own policies in this shooting. Excessive use of force policy. You're not supposed to fire on someone that doesn't present an immediate threat to the public. This young man presented no threat to the public, was not carrying any firearms or weapons of any kind. The temporary foot pursuit policy suggests that this officer should have never drawn his weapon. His weapon shouldn't have been out when he was chasing this 13-year-old boy. We know from foot pursuits that they are an emergent scenario, that emotions are running high, adrenaline's running high. You should not have your firearm out and carrying it and pointed at anybody during a foot pursuit.
And that's just facts. Okay, now I know some racist devils because I read some of the comments, which I will tell you what some of those comments said. But it's very interesting how they always have a whole different story or don't have the same energy when it's someone who looks like them. So let's get into it. Now, here's what one of the comments says. Yeah, he's a kid, but he was in a stolen vehicle and fled on foot. That car, along with the same boy, was involved in a different carjacking using this stolen car, and they took off with a 3-year-old in it. They abandoned the car with the child in it. I don't know where he got that information, nor do I know whether or not it's true. Someone else says exactly. A criminal 13-year-old carjacker, no law-abiding citizen has sympathy for that. At least not I. Okay? And then another one says, sounds like he should have been arrested, not shot, because he complied. He surrendered despite what you're saying. I've seen the video. Now, that is also a white person. Now, that's what they had to say. They said he shouldn't have been shot, even though he wasn't breaking the law, which is true. That's why we have a judicial system. That's why we have, due process. Okay? Someone else said, it got what it deserves, a trip to the lake of fire. So, and pay attention, they called him an it. All right. Last name Sosa, clearly one of those racist white Hispanics. But let me continue. Now, someone else says he should have gotten 2 more rounds. Someone says, I blame the mother and her parenting 100%. It's not the police's responsibility to make sure of a criminal's well-being as they're running away. Okay, well, there are certain things that are the law. But I found that interesting because here's what I want to talk about. Since they want to say all of that, let's go to this. Okay? Let's see what energy they had for this, because I'm sure they didn't have the same. Now, this is a case where 2 thugs, 12 and 14 years old, ran away from a group home. There's body cam footage, which I'm going to show, and this is an old story from last year. I actually reported on it before. So Bonnie and Clyde here run away from their group home, and then they burst into these people's home while the people were away, and they stole an AK-47, okay, and a shotgun, and they started shooting at the police. Now, these 2 little devils, one of them was wounded, the 14-year-old girl, and I'm going to go to the footage, and you'll see how the police didn't want to shoot them, and how these same devils who are talking about this child and saying all these hateful things about him, clearly because they're racist, because whether he was a criminal or not, first of all, here's the thing. He's innocent until proven guilty. He hasn't been to trial yet or court. We don't know if he was actually in a stolen car, if he actually stole the car, or whether he was riding with someone or any of that. We don't know all of those details because we've not seen the body cam footage. We've not seen any footage, and he has not been to court. So I just love how they always presume that a Black person is automatically guilty of something. And they use that talking point as a justification for police brutality or Black people being murdered while unarmed. Now, here's the thing. Whether or not he was in a stolen car and committed a carjacking, he was unarmed. He had his hands up. This is the same scenario with Michael Brown. Michael Brown, they say he robbed a store. He didn't actually rob it. What he did was considered shoplifting, okay, by the cost of the item of the cigarillos that he stole. Not to mention, when Michael Brown was executed, he too was on the ground with his hands up. But you see, the racist devils don't care anything about that as it pertains to Black people, only when it's one of theirs. Okay, then they have so much more to say. So let's just roll the footage and see what these 2 little thugs did and how the cops didn't even want to shoot them when they had to. Like stuff, everyone, please like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you in advance.
C4! Central, shots fired, LEO, shots fired.
The boy's out, he's retreating inside.
Everybody stand by, stand by.
She's down behind the garbage can.
He's right there.
All right, guys, let's just chill. Everybody hold up, take a break. Billy, get back, come on.
I think the female's down.
Stand by, where's the little boy? The boy went back inside.
Come on
Back
out!
inside.
Come on out! Come out! Okay!
The boy's throwing guns, stand by.
Put your hands up! Keep your hands up! Sawicki, calling to you. The female's on the ground behind the car.
Rescue's right here at the community center. I had him.
Get your hands up!
Stop talking. 10-3, 10-3, 10-3.
Okay. Get up on her. Get up on her. Get up on her. Gray, you get that rifle.
Don't reach towards that gun.
Step on that rifle.
Hands up.
Step on that shotgun. Roll
Cover
over.
the house. We need some coverage on the house.
Clear her.
Stand by. Stand by.
You want to get the house, buddy? We got this.
Rip this.
Go ahead. Pull it. Hey, what's your name, sweetie?
Rip it.
What's your name? Come on. Come on, sweetie. What's your name?
What's your name? Nicole? Are you Nicole?
All right.
All right. Nicole, stand still. Stand still.
Hey, watch it.
Do it. I need something. Where's she hit? Show me her injuries. Where's she at?
So she's shot center mass.
Okay, hold what she got.
To the right arm.
All right. Stay still. Nicole, listen to me. Nicole, stand still. All right. Give me your knife. Give me your knife. Hold that. Hold that.
You want her public? Let's throw her into
Stay still.
Let's go. Grab her.
Now I want you to pay attention to something. Whenever they have to shoot a white person, they always are so nice to them in the talking points. Oh, stay still. What's your name, sweetie? She's sweetie, really? After she just pointed an AK-47 at you all and fired it? Isn't that something? But you see, like I said, they don't have so much to say when it's one of their own. And they talk to them so nice and with such kid gloves to handle them with, right? And they only shot that girl because they had to, because she fired at them, okay? That's just the bottom line. But the part that they don't show in that clip was also when they were outside of the house, the officers, and the kids were inside. One of the officers was lying on the ground, and he was like, please, please don't make me do this. Please don't make me do this. I mean, they do not want to shoot their own. Now, I'm not saying that I can blame them, but what I am saying is I find it very interesting how some of them just sit up there and talk all this trash about Black people, even Black children, no matter how young they are. I will sit there and try to use the fact that they engaged in something they had no business engaging in, a crime or whatever, as a justification for the police killing them, seriously wounding them, or any of those things, or beating the crap out of them. But it's okay when their kids go out there and do something. Just give them a slap on the wrist and make sure whatever you do that you don't kill them. That's the attitude. So anyway, please, I'm just over it. And so anyway, they're being sued as they should be. Because like I said, even though he was accused of carjacking, well, he's 13 years old. We all know that most 13-year-olds don't have much sense, okay? And at the end of the day, that's what courts are for. The police don't get to play judge, jury, and executioner. How many times do I have to say it? But I guess that's always the case as it pertains to Black people. And they don't care how old you are, okay? So everyone drop me a comment. Let me know what you think about this. Until next time, beloveds, I will talk to you all again soon.